Next up, we are heading back to Oklahoma to join him on a 2-year quest for a tall, mature white-tailed deer. Not only is this deer a great deer that he's pursuing, but he's doing it archery, spot and stock style, and the way the landscape is down there, he's having to construct ground blinds from anything he can find in the natural environment, all while self-filming. So we're really excited to bring you this segment as Brian does this all on his own down in Oklahoma. It's an unbelievable story, and the fact that he was determined for 2 years to try to accomplish harvesting this amazing whitetail. So stay tuned, we're going to take you back to Oklahoma here with Brian.
Have you ever had to endure the long walk down a 2-track road back to the truck after just missing the buck that you've been planning for 2 years, while trying to convince yourself that it's not over yet? For the past 2 years, I've been planning to hunt the thick tamaracks where the deer bed, and with the limited amount of trees in this country, a ground blind is your only option. And to be honest, it's the option I'd prefer. Each season, in both the mornings and evenings, the deer come in and out of the thick covers of the tamaracks and into the flats as they head to and from water and food. But it's what the deer are doing amongst the tamaracks that you can't see down into is what has my curiosity most piqued. Over the past 2 years, I developed a plan by first identifying the deer's primary movements in and out of the thick tamarack covers. Next, I identified the deer's secondary paths. I installed a single feeder for the sole purpose of inventorying what deer are in the area, followed by a variety of trail camera setups to monitor the deer movements and habits. Over the years, the trail camera at the feeder captured a variety of mature bucks, young bucks, and does, but the mature bucks never really seemed that interested in what the feeder had to offer. Additional trail cameras were placed along paths leading into the thick tamarack cover in order to capture direction and time of movement. Trail cameras were also placed in the transition areas, those areas between the deer's bedding grounds and their exits into the flats. Locating the deer's natural licking branches and scrapes also helped to determine what deer are moving throughout the area. Monitoring the trail cameras over the past 2 years provides additional insight into the deer herd, as well as confirmation on why predator control is important. Two years ago, I noticed a young 8-point with tall G2s that had dominant characteristics, and given the chance to mature, most likely would become the dominant buck in the area. During this time, and through the use of trail cameras, I was able to see how this buck matured, as well as gain additional information on his habits and patterns. Having studied the buck for the last 2 years, I determined that he had reached his maturity, and as the season quickly approached, I was shocked to find out that he had broken off a big chunk of his left side. But I didn't come here to hunt antlers, I came here to hunt him. After this 2-year study, the trail cameras showed where this buck was most likely to be, so constructing a ground blind in this location seemed to be promising. Final touch-ups were made on how to access this location, as well as which wind would be most promising for the hunt. Additionally, the trail camera showed that the deer throughout the bedding areas and the tamarack cover move an average of 38 minutes later every morning and up to 47 minutes earlier every evening. This information resulted in approximately 7.5 hours of additional prime hunting time over a 5-day hunt.